Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. If there's one video that you all are expecting from this channel, is probably this one, a review of the new Areej le Dore by the Kabaa. Buckle up guys, it's gonna be a roller coaster, I promise you that. I will construct my video in basically two parts. First I will talk about the broader facts about the scent that I believe wider audience of regular Areej le Dore fans care about, and after that I will dig in, I will go into my bag and I will try to convey my personal opinions, what this fragrance makes me feel, and by the end of the video I will reveal if I'm gonna buy the full bottle or not. First of all, maybe what is by the Kabaa. By the Kabaa is Middle Eastern exclusive Areej le Dore fragrance that was introduced in Dubai Beauty Show. Last year the special fragrance introduced in the Dubai was Paradise Soul special edition. The year before we had Siberian Musk 3 special edition, and this year it's by the Kabaa. What is the main differences from this year comparing to previous years is that in previous years if you wanted to get a special edition you needed to fly to Dubai, visit the show and buy it personally from Adam. This year he made some changes and now by the Kabaa will be available online. It's not available still, but we have promotional materials and we know it will be. I have this sample, I got it at the start of the week. I wore it every day, and so I have, it's more of a first impressions video than full review, but well, I hope you will find some interesting information you're looking for here anyways. First of all, while wearing the fragrance, I read some criticism online, and I think if people are talking about them so much, it's probably what they care about the most, so I will, at the beginning of the video, I will address those criticisms. First criticism, I read that this fragrance lacks in performance, some people say even longevity. I agree partially, yes, this is not a strong performer. I would even go as far as to say that this is probably the weakest projecting Areej le Dore that I have ever tried. On longevity part I disagree. On my skin it lasts about 12 hours, and it's basically at the 10th hour it's basically the same as it is in the first hour, skin scent. I am wearing now 5 sprays from this tiny sample and it's absolutely not overwhelming, and to be honest, even if it was 50 sprays I don't believe it would be overwhelming. So yes, this is not a strongly performing fragrance. Second criticism I read is that it lacks in animalics. I'm not sure about the part of lack. I will talk about that more in depth when I talk about my personal opinions, but yes, no civet, no castoreum, basically Adam's favorite animalic package is not here. No synthetic musk here, at least to my nose. Therefore the shock value is not here, the animalic value is not here. The performance without the synthetic musks here is also understandably lower than some people expect. So yeah, this is not that type of Areej le Dore fragrance. It is aiming for a completely different purpose, and I will maybe convey what I think that purpose is in my personal take on the scent. Third criticism I read is that is not revolutionary. It's basically rosewood fragrance, and sure, yeah, I can agree to that. There are no strange notes here, no skunk oil, no goat hair, nothing like that. It's a beautiful composition that is not animalic, it's not here to shock anybody. So yeah, we had 1000 Oud and Roots fragrances before this one, and we'll have 1000 more after this one. It's just nothing we haven't seen here before, I guess. So yeah, if that's all the facts you cared about, all the information you wanted to get, I guess this is the end of your video. But now, for those who are more interested in my personal opinions and what I actually think about the scent, the meat and potatoes of the review actually starts now. Some context for those who maybe not very often on my channel. I got tired of rose and oud combination fragrances by now. I find most of them boring or nothing new. So when I saw the notes of by the Kabaa, I was not expecting much. When I got the sample, I was not expecting much. But let me tell you, this scent surprised me, but not in the way that most Areej le Dore fragrances do. First, maybe I should say I have one rose and oud fragrance in my collection that I still find interesting, that I still adore, that I still wear. It has few iterations. This is, in this small sample, is not the iteration I have a full bottle of, but this is the iteration that by the Kabaa remind me of. What is this? This is Ansar Oud number 1 Manipur. Yeah, I was surprised as much as you are now, probably. When I first smell by the Kabaa, my brain went straight to Manipur. At the time I didn't know the notes of by the Kabaa. Well, I knew it has oud, musk, ambergris, taif, rose, obviously. What I didn't know that it has Manipur oud. And thank God it does, because my take is at least a little bit validated by the note list. I'm of course joking. I don't care about the notes. I talk what I smell and what I feel, always. So yeah, the first association was Manipur by Ansar Oud, which automatically made this rose not boring to me. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Adam copied number 1 Manipur or something like that. This fragrance is different in many ways. It is more leathery, there's a lot more ambergris, the rose is a lot more pronounced, the projection and it's bigger, the scent is more rugged, the million of different notes that are here smell differently, and by the Kabaa by any means is not a replacement for Manipur Oud, number 1 by Ansar Oud. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying that taif rose used by the Kabaa, in combination with Manipur Oud used by the Kabaa, in combination with Adam's evolution as a perfumer, I guess, created something that interacts with my nose, interacts with my brain, with my mood in a similar way that Ansar Oud Manipur does. And that's a extremely high praise. As I mentioned, number 1 DNA is the only oud and rose DNA at this point I still immensely enjoy as a oud and rose combo. If you take regular Areej le Dore fragrance, all the musks, all the animalics, all the shocking value that people are looking for in Areej le Dore, they are not here. They are not in by the Kabaa. By the Kabaa is completely different composition. It is so smooth, and I will put emphasis on the smoothness maybe 5 more times in this review. It is so smooth, so soft, so gentle, so beautiful. The way it enters my nose, the way it enters my mind, the way it clears all the negativity of my inner world with a simple sniff. This is not something I expected. Ultimately, it's not something that many of people will expect from Areej le Dore. And that's why the first portion of the video kind of sounded a little bit negative. And I truly believe that many people, when they get this bottle, they will probably sell it the same day or the next day. Because this is not exactly what you expect from Areej le Dore when you buy Areej le Dore. But not every book needs to be a drama. Not every painting needs to be harsh. Some things, some art forms can be beautiful. They can be soft. Not everything Adam releases needs to be beast mode. Not every artisanal fragrance has to be crazy animalic. And this, by the Kabaa, for me personally, it represents the beauty side of artisanal perfumery, the art of perfumery is represented by the Kabaa. It's not a complex fragrance, and that's why I have this Oud de Gran here. They're not similar in smell. This one is about jasmine, pink pepper, oud, that's all in it. And by the Kabaa is obviously about rose and oud and ambergris and tad of musk. But both of them represent this notion of perfection and simplicity. Both of these compositions are airtight. They're not overdone. They're not over complicated. There's no room in both of these. There's no room for mistakes. Adam executed the blending here with precision, with clear idea in his mind. Here and in by the Kabaa, he wanted to highlight the floral he was using. He wanted to highlight it with oud, and by the Kabaa he used also musk and ambergris. But the musk is not your Siberian musk part 3 musk. It's not animalic. The ambergris is also there just to lift the fragrance as much as possible. Obviously it didn't lift it much, but it was absolutely necessary. Everything is void of mistakes, and I think Adam didn't leave any room for mistakes. Sometimes he likes to overcomplicate scents. Sometimes the extreme animalics or extreme performance works. In this case, in my opinion, making this fragrance beast mode would ruin it. Making this fragrance animalic would ruin it. It would ruin the idea, it would ruin the beautiness of the scent, beautiness of the picture we have here. It's so gentle, it's so soft. Some fragrances we have feminine, leaning because they smell feminine. I don't find this fragrance smelling feminine, unless you find rose extremely feminine. But I find the texture, the way it acts, feminine. No man could be this gentle and this soft as this scent is. On personal level, the fragrance touched me. It touched me in a way I didn't expect. I never expected wood and rose fragrance to touch me ever again in the way this did. I thought that Ansar Wood number 1 will be the one and only rose and oud I will be wearing for the rest of my life if I went to this profile. But now we have this, by the Kabaa. And please don't take my words out of context. I'm not saying by the Kabaa smells like a number 1. I'm not saying Adam got inspiration or whatever from number 1. If you go back far enough, oud, rose, ambergris, and musk was the center, the core of all this artisanal perfumery. This is where all of this, at least to Western audiences, was born. So for Adam to go back to the roots, it's no criminal. I'm not doing this. They are different, immensely different. They just have this primal, core, artisanal facet that I missed so dearly for so many years now. Nowadays, everything, movies, scents, books, everything is about shock values, about wow factors, about performances, being loud, being all this chaos. And we have now something completely different in By the Kabaa. By the Kabaa, we have calmness, we have a state of mind it puts me in. It's the exact thing I'm looking in artisanal perfumery. It's meditative. It's easy to wear. Sure. It might be boring for those who, don't give it time of a day. But for me, it absolutely is not. It's this soft, gentle thing. I wouldn't want Adam to create these type of scents all the time. I believe this is an evolution of his perfumer skill. I did not expect him to create anything like that anytime soon. If I would smell this blindly, I could probably not even guess this is Areej le Dore. I would be leaning closer to Ansar Oud, obviously. And we are still all animalic junkies here. We want more animalic, we want performance, we want all of that. So if Adam would from now on keep creating only this type of scents, it would get dull pretty soon and pretty fast. But once in a blue moon, to get this type of airtight, excellent blending with excellent materials, natural feeling fragrance, it's pure bliss. For me personally, it is pure bliss. I will be getting the bottle 100%. My only criticism of the release has nothing to do with the smell. It has nothing to do with presentation. Obviously, it's beautiful. With projection, with anything like that. I'm not a fan of this bundle deal. I understand it from business point of view. It's far easier to ship two things at once. Providing the proceed value of two bottles allowed him to increase the price to $570. Sure. But I don't think it's a consumer-friendly behavior. I understand it's a Middle Eastern-orientated release, so the attar makes complete sense. In the Middle East, they enjoy attars far more than they enjoy sprayable perfumes, mainly because of the alcohol contained in the sprayable perfumes. In Western world, we enjoy sprayable perfumes over attars. So, in my personal opinion, they should release them separately. For those who want to buy a spray, they should be able to buy only sprayable perfume, and for those who want to buy attar, they should be able to buy only attar. As we saw with classical collection, both sets sold out, so I think he would sell both of them together or separately. But that's not there or here. I think market will be flooded with those attars in the Western world, and you probably just can get it for cheaper, so it might be a good thing in the end. One last point I want to mention, in the deep dry down, like 10 hours deep, sniffing very up closely, I found this very interesting accord. It's not playing any major role, but the association was funny to me. It was this gingerbread, musky, sweet type of accord that I found extremely similar to Frederic Malle Musk Revêcheur, the whole fragrance, the main accord of that fragrance. And it got me thinking, is there a little bit of synthetic musk by the Kabaa, or did Maurice Roussel, while trying to recreate the accord of musk, had this exact or similar type of musk as his reference point? I don't know the answer to this question. I just found this little tad bit of information interesting, and I wanted to share it. So yeah, you have a little tiny bit in the dry down of Musk Revêcheur, and that's by the Kabaa, and you can do with that information whatever you like. Try to find it if you can. So yeah, to finish up my review, as I already said, I will be buying the bottle. I think it is extremely beautiful example of art of perfumery. Not every movie has to be a horror movie. Not every book needs to be a murder mystery. Sometimes we can have beautiful things, gentle things, soft things that calm us down, that makes us happier. And this is for sure that one of those type of scents that make me as a frag head happy. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe, please like, please leave a comment. I reply to all the comments I get. I am glad you are here, I'm glad you're watching, and I hope I helped you make a decision about this fragrance. Have a good evening and goodbye.